Here we go, it's episode 5. And we're about to make some huge progress because today is all about design and paint. Let's do it. But first I gotta be upfront with you and let you know that I broke the bike. That's right, I spent far too much trying to clear codes using my GS911 tool that somehow I've stopped the fuel pump from working and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I tried to fix it myself, took the throttle apart, couldn't fix it, took it to Moto Garage to see if we could isolate that problem. It looks like we've isolated it down to a faulty throttle hand grip switch. So we've ordered a new one of them, a new complete throttle assembly, and that should be here shortly. So now I guess it's just waiting for that and getting back into the design. So with some duct tape and my craft knife, I've managed to come up with 3 or 4 possible designs for this bike. I'm trying to stay subtle, I'm trying to stay simple, I'm trying to stay away from all those mainstream race bikes which have lots and lots of busyness to them, heaps and heaps of lines, heaps of sponsors logos. I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to stay more simple, almost elegant to a degree. But let me tell you, with the S1000Rr and its natural fairing lines, that's actually quite hard. Let me show you what I mean. If you look at the S1000Rr, its natural fairing lines are not in a racy position. They're not forward facing. The majority of the time they actually face upwards instead of forward and downwards. So that's why some of my designs, I'm trying to see if I can bring that sportiness into it by pushing that line down and forward to give the impression of speed. Whereas if you look at a Ducati Panigale V4, all of the lines are actually facing forward and facing in the right direction, and even the front of the fairing itself is cut in such a way that looks racier and faster. Now I'm not saying that the S1000 is ugly in any way, but it certainly makes it harder to come up with a design which flows with the fairing. Now I could have gone with a flowing design where I had the insert parts of the fairing just filled in with white and the rest of it like a solid red. But it just wouldn't look right because the lines would be all over the shop, people would get lost, and I would get destroyed on YouTube. So I think we've finally come up with a solution. This one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below anyway. Next step is we're going to strip this bike back down, take all these preparations off it, and then start applying the first coat. Okay, so there you go, 2 coats of primer filler. Now I'm gonna sand it back with 600 wet sanding. And then I get to do the design mock-up again and lay the first coat of white. We might also do a pinstripe in black, but I'm yet to decide that. I'm gonna leave it to the last minute, like I do with everything, and then just hope I pull it off. The color, that is. Okay, let's do it. Prepped and ready to go. So we've got white. I was going to go with black actually, but I think I'll stick with white. So white through the center here, and you can see the line, the back that follows white down the middle of the bike as well. So white here, that deep red color here. We've got a white, big white stripe here, and then we're going to insert a little black stripe straight through it as well. We've got white at the back here on the top, that's got a decal going on it, and then we've got a white section here. And then of course down the bottom on both sides, we've got a white belly tray, just for like your race number and stuff. So I think that's gonna look pretty schmicko. Quick break from painting because, let's face it, painting drives me insane. It's just so fiddly. There's so many little things you've got to get perfect in the perfect sequence. Otherwise you waste hours and you screw it up and you have to redo it. Oh, God knows how many times I've done that. Anyway, because our new throttle, our e-throttle has just arrived from BMW. So let's get it on. Let's put it on. Put the throttle on. Oh my God, I can't even talk today. So with the e-throttle, it all comes as one piece, and the sensor, the grip hand sensor, is actually in this, and you can't take it apart. So, fingers crossed this works. So here's the first real test. This is about the third time we've tried. New throttle's on. We shouldn't have any issues at all, unless I need to go in and clear those codes first, but let's give it a go. I just spent $510 on that throttle, thinking that that was the problem. I really hope it was. I really hope I just need to clear these codes. So I better plug the computer back in, clear the codes, and see if that makes a difference. It shouldn't though, it shouldn't stop it from starting. Now I'm confused. Okay, so hopefully I just had to reset the throttle, the twist grip. Oh sweet, that's another thing done. We've cleared most of those codes. Now it might start. Let's try that again. Nope. I'm gonna have to take a minute just to think about how I'm gonna get that engine to start. It does run, it runs for about 3 to 5 seconds and then stops. I think it's got something to do with the throttle valves, but I'm gonna have to refer to my mechanic Motor Garage and see what he thinks. For now, what I'm gonna have to do is reverse all of this tape. So these have come up really good. So that, oh yeah, that is perfect. And it's nice and glossy as well. So I've got all of these pieces to do. It's a tedious task. I waited roughly, what's it been? Almost 24 hours. I've let this top coat, the 2K clear, actually harden. So now it's safe to take all this tape off, reverse the tape, and then we want to retape it off again so that I can start applying the red. So it's day 3. I've actually skipped past a lot of footage because it would just be so tedious to show you. But I'm up to the point now where I can actually fill up my paint, so I can mix my paint and I can go to town on actually putting the red on this I've had to redo the undercoat or the primer twice because I've stuffed that up twice. I've masked, I've reverse masked. I think I'm ready to go. So let's start, let's lay down some color. So the base coat is down. It's got a real pink look to it. So it's gonna be real interesting to see what it looks like when we put the tinted clear on. The tint is what has that crystal look to it. So fingers crossed. Probably won't film this next part. Wow, what an effort. That took so much work. There's days that I didn't film just doing touch-ups. I've still got some little touch-ups I need to make where I've got some overspray on the white. Wow, so next stop, I've got to get the engine checked again, try and get those electrics sorted. We've got some more performance parts going on it as well. I've got to wait for this paint to actually set for about another 2 days. Put the fairings back on the bike, so we'll do a full fairing build up with the new fairings on it. We'll do the touch up and the paint. We'll put the stickers on the fairings, so the decals on the fairings. And then we're pretty close to being ready for dyno. So I would say a couple more weeks. We've also ordered our new front wheel, that's coming from Germany. So thank you once again, like, subscribe, you know the drill. Stay tuned for more.